Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are taking the foundational work you've provided on practical sustainability management, and we're really cracking open the toolkit.
Mm.
For too long, I think this whole topic has felt a bit abstract,
Yeah.
a philosophy, moral obligation, maybe some guilt about a long shower.
Exactly. And we're shifting that focus. We're moving from philosophy to systematic, real-world implementation.
Right.
What your sources make incredibly clear is that the rise of the sustainability specialist, it's not a passing trend, it's a professional necessity.
And necessity driven by what, exactly?
Well, by hard market realities, we're seeing mandatory legal regulations, especially around ESG reporting,
Okay.
plus investor scrutiny, and of course, this growing social awareness in every single industry, from
Yeah.
finance to engineering. Companies need experts who could actually structure and measure this stuff.
So let's unpack this with purpose. Our mission today is to go deep on those actionable frameworks,
Yeah.
the ones that turn strategy into actual outcomes. We're focusing on the foundational structures, ESG, so environmental, social, governance, and the UN's big global blueprint, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
The SDGs. These are the concepts that give everyone a common language for progress.
And you mentioned, based on the source material, a specific tool for learning this stuff effectively.
Yeah, just quickly. To tackle a field this broad, the sources highly recommend using Cornell Notes.
Can you explain that a little?
It's just a structured system. You divide your notes into main concepts, then reflective questions, and a summary. It turns passive listening into, active mastery.
Okay, so as we walk you through this, imagine using that system. It helps connect the what to the why.
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump straight into the fundamentals.
At its core, sustainable development is all about equilibrium. It's a balancing act between three key pillars at the same time.
Okay, the three pillars. What are they?
First, the environment. That's your resource consumption, waste, impact. Then you have society, fair conditions, well-being, opportunity.
And the third.
And critically, the economy. So growth, stability, smart investment. True sustainability only works if all three of those are supported equally.
And those three pillars, they map directly onto the ESG model, right? The one we hear about everywhere now.
They do, perfectly. Let's start with E, environmental. This is the one that's usually most visible.
Emissions, waste, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Managing emissions, reducing waste, using resources efficiently. It's just smart operational efficiency, not just being green for show.
And then we have S, the social dimension.
Ah, yes. This one is notoriously difficult to measure, but its importance just can't be overstated.
Why is that?
Because S is about how a company treats people, its own people, the communities it operates in. It covers everything from fair wages and worker safety to diversity.
So if your supply chain is exploitative, your whole ESG score is weak.
Fundamentally weak. It's a vital realization for the learner. Sustainability isn't just about saving polar bears. It's centrally about taking care of people.
And what ties the E and the S together?
That would be G for governance.
Accountability.
Accountability, ethical leadership, integrity, all the structures of the organization. If the leaders aren't committed, if the systems aren't transparent,
It's just window dressing.
all of it. Good governance is the engine that makes sure a company doesn't just talk about this stuff, but actually does it.
So if ESG is the internal framework for a business,
Then the 1T7 Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, are the external global roadmap.
a universal blueprint.
Exactly, addressing everything from zero hunger to climate action. It gives governments, NGOs, and businesses a common language to align their efforts.
But you're saying the human element is the ultimate linchpin in all of this.
Absolutely. We can create the best tech, the strictest regulations, but they're just theory without human engagement. Your sources really emphasize this. Basic needs like clean water, job security, dignity. They have to be met before society can really focus on bigger ecological goals.
Yeah.
You have to build from the ground up.
Okay, that brings us from the theory into the practical side. This is why we're looking at standards like the LIBRE Standard. This system is designed as a comprehensive management tool, and it was developed, I think, before ESG was even really mainstream.
That's right. It's a system for practical application, for implementation, and for monitoring all these initiatives. It's specifically designed to help organizations avoid, well, those greenwashing disasters.
The ones that kill reputations.
Instantly.
And for anyone listening who's thinking about a career path here, this leads to credibility, right?
It does. Completing the certification earns you the International Sustainability Specialist Certificate, or LISS.
And that's recognized internationally.
It is, and crucially, it's verifiable online.
Right.
You can instantly check its authenticity and status on the Foundation's platform. That transparency is critical in a field that's kind of plagued by questionable credentials.
So a verifiable, standardized approach, what's the philosophy behind it? What makes it so effective?
The mindset is that sustainability can't be a one-time project. It has to be a systematic, ongoing process,
Continuous improvement.
a continuous loop. They do this by taking the classic improvement model, the Plan-Do-Check-Act cycle, or PDCA, and enhancing it significantly.
We've all heard of PDCA. What are the enhancements here? What makes this different?
Two major strategic additions. First, before you even get to the plan phase, they mandate an in-depth root cause analysis.
Okay.
They use the 5 WHYs method. It's a simple but really profound technique to drill down to the fundamental issue, not just the symptom.
Can you give us a quick example of the 5 WHYs in action?
Sure. Let's say a company keeps missing its waste reduction targets. Why?
Okay, why one?
Because employees are missorting trash. Why are they missorting? Because the bins aren't clearly labeled.
Why aren't they labeled?
Because the facilities manager wasn't trained on the new rules. Why wasn't he trained? Because the training budget was cut.
And the final why?
Why was the budget cut? Because the executive team prioritized a risky expansion project.
Yeah.
You see, we went from trash sorting to a systemic governance problem. Poor resource allocation.
That's a powerful tool. It's about systemic change, not just putting a bandage on it.
Right. And the second enhancement comes after the ACT phase. They add a mandatory improvement phase.
So it's not just about correcting what went wrong.
Exactly. This phase is all about R&D, innovation, future-proofing. It's not just how do we fix what broke. It's how do we make our entire system better and more resilient.
And this whole loop is powered by information, by data. Your source material calls data the GPS for sustainability.
It is. Continuous monitoring, often through smart metering, IoT solutions, yet lets you adapt instantly to changing conditions.
And the results are measurable.
Oh, absolutely. The data speaks for itself. Studies show that companies using these smart systems can cut energy consumption by, well, we're talking about 15 to 20% annually.
Wow.
That's not just carbon reduction. That's a massive saving on operational costs. Structure and monitoring, they clearly pay for themselves.
Okay, this is where the conversation gets really interesting for me. Let's talk about the tensions, the trade-offs, the unexpected facts, because this is almost never a straight line.
It really isn't. Let's start with what we could call the innovation paradox. This links Goal 9, innovation, with Goal 7, clean energy.
Go on.
The challenge is that while renewable tech is essential, it creates new environmental hurdles. Solar panels, and especially batteries, they rely heavily on rare metals.
Like lithium and cobalt.
Exactly. And the extraction of these metals often leads to significant local environmental destruction. And it creates this huge future waste problem because our recycling infrastructure just isn't keeping pace.
So we solve one problem by creating a completely new materials and waste problem.
We do. And it's not just the heavy industrial side. Even our digital innovations have a shocking hidden cost.
You're talking about AI.
I am. The hidden cost of AI is substantial. Training just one large language model, just the setup, can generate a carbon footprint comparable to hundreds of transatlantic flights.
Hundreds. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It is. And the energy demand for future machine learning is staggering.
So is the source material saying we should slow down AI development or just be transparent about it?
It suggests the latter, transparency, is key, but it also reminds us of something called the Jevons paradox.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's from the 19th century, and it warns us that improving efficiency doesn't guarantee less consumption if you make something cheaper or easier to use.
People just use more of it.
They often use more of it, completely negating the savings. So we have to address our consumption habits, not just the efficiency of the tech.
That's a fundamental challenge. Let's look at another one. An absurdity, really. In the food sector, Goal 2, zero hunger.
Maximum waste?
The world produces enough food to feed over 10 billion people, and yet...
Yet, about 1/3 of all food produced is wasted every single year, while 828 million people suffer from chronic hunger.
So again, it's not a production problem.
It's a distribution and a waste management problem, fundamentally. Businesses have immense power to fix this, from logistics to donation programs. It's one of the most high-impact actions available.
Okay, on a more optimistic note, let's talk about innovation coming from nature itself. Biomimicry.
Yes. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, we look at the 3.8 billion years of R&D that the natural world provides. We'd be foolish not to.
And a prime example.
Biosteel. It's a synthetic fiber modeled after spider silk.
Wow.
It's not only biodegradable, but it's documented to be 5 times stronger than steel. Imagine the materials of the future if we just copy nature's engineering.
So we just needed to watch Spider-Man a bit closer.
Something like that.
And for organizations and individuals trying to adopt the circular economy, the material recommends the 6R concept. It's more than the usual 3.
That's right. It's a hierarchy. You start with rethink the whole process. Then refuse unnecessary consumption. Reduce what you do consume. Reuse items. Repair them instead of replacing. And only then, as a last resort, do you recycle. Moving to organizational health, we have to talk about resilience. It's a core tenet of the LIBRE Standard.
And resilience here means more than just physical safety.
Much more. It encompasses economic diversification to mitigate those supply chain risks we're all so aware of now, and crucially, social stability.
What do you mean by social stability?
It's rooted in mutual respect, ethical governance, healthy internal communication. A stable, trusted organization is a resilient one.
And let's circle back to that vital social pillar. Goal 3, good health, and Goal 8, decent work. Workplace well-being is shown to be a real investment, not a cost.
A huge one. The studies show that just investing in a well-designed ergonomic workstation can increase an employee's productivity by up to 25%.
25%. Just from furniture and lighting.
That's the measurable return.
Yeah.
And that investment extends to mental health and a work-life balance. In our hyper-connected world, that balance is a necessity, not a perk.
The idea being that success should energize you, not drain you.
Exactly. Prioritizing relationships, making sure people can disconnect. It's essential for long-term social sustainability.
So after covering all these frameworks, paradoxes, and obligations, let's nail down the business case. Why should an executive driven by financial metrics care? What's the ROI?
The business case is unambiguous, and it's financially powerful. Companies that rigorously integrate these ESG strategies gain a decisive competitive edge.
How so?
They attract better talent. They manage risks more effectively. They build far greater investor trust. And the data confirms this.
What does the data say?
Organizations that follow comprehensive ESG standards achieve, on average, a 25% higher market value compared to those that ignore it. ESG is truly about future-proofing your business and securing profitability in a very volatile world.
This has been a deeply practical exploration. I think our final summary is that sustainability management is a strategic investment. It's an investment in efficiency, in credibility, and in resilience.
And it's driven by structured frameworks like ESG and the LIBRE Standard, and it's powered by data and systemic thinking.
Right.
And as you continue your own learning journey, which the sources remind us should be lifelong, that's goal 4, remember the power of sharing knowledge. It's the one currency that's completely unaffected by inflation. The more you have and the more you share it, the more valuable it becomes for everyone.
That's a powerful thought to leave you with. And it brings us back to that idea of systemic change we touched on with the 5 WHYs.
Yeah.
So our provocative final question, drawing from the source material's dead horse theory, is this. Sustainable development requires the courage to abandon ineffective, outdated solutions. We have to stop sugarcoating systems that no longer work. So we leave you with this question. What dead horse are you still trying to revive in your own organization or even in your own life instead of seeking truly effective, innovative solutions for the future?
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.